The UGM moved to Mbise axis where the set ablaze two commercial buses at Ngwogu in Abo Mbise local government area of Imo State at about 8:30 a.m. It was gathered that one of the buses were heading to Umuahia and the other one to Owerri where they were attacked. An eyewitness disclosed that two persons inside one of the buses were hacked down and a passenger was shot dead. A driver of one of the buses was also hacked down. This incident happened this morning, and as I am talking to you now, there is no movement, not even a bus. People are in their houses now. We're living in fear. There's UGM are giving us trouble. Is this how we will get this thing that we are looking for? And when the Imo State Police Public Relations Officer PPRO Mike Abatam, he said the police has commenced investigation into reports of violence and burning of buses. And Owerri, Imo State capital, was yesterday shut down completely in full compliance with the sit-at-home order issued by the leadership of indigenous people of Biafra IPOB. When people were moving around the commercial center in the metropolis, including Douglas Road, Tilo Road, Royce Road, School Road, Old Market Road, Mbise Road, Christchurch Road, Njamanze Street, and Eko Onuwa Street, it was gathered that all the shops owners did not display their wares. The story was the same in ever busy Road to Be Street, which houses all the national newspapers. A newspaper cell representative who spoke on strict grounds of anonymity disclosed that while the newspaper offices were open for business, some of the papers were yet to arrive for Owerri as at 1:28 p.m. Only about 6 vendors braved it to Rotumi Street to collect the day's paper. In my view, the sit-at-home order was effectively observed in Owerri. Reacting also to the owner of a busy pharmacy along Wetaral Road, named with health, said, I am not an IPOB loyalist, but there is no point taking a costly chance. Not opening for business today will not diminish what I have strived to build over the years. I have chosen to play safe. Similarly, all the big names in the transport sector of the economy did not load their vehicles for any trip within or outside Imo State. All the recognized and illegal motor parks in Owerri were similarly shut as we did not see anybody. A visit to the federal and state secretariat complexes along Port Harcourt Road, Owerri, showed that only a handful of civilian or civil servants were seen in their desks. In Nnewi, the industrial city of Anambra State, all the market streets, shops, business houses, industries, and banks were all closed for business as residents and traders deserted the road following the clash that erupted at about 9 a.m. in the city. The sit-at-home got really tough in Nnewi, with 2 people losing their lives in a confrontation between the army and suspected members of IPOB. The 2 persons who lost their life during the confrontation that happened at Izuchukwu Junction area of Nnewi runabout, according to an eyewitness, were alleged to be a leader of the group and a commercial motorcyclist. It was also gathered that the problem started about 7 a.m. when IPOB members allegedly came out to enforce the order and in the process blocked major roads in the industrial town. Some unidentified soldiers were said to have rushed to the area to clear the Thames used to block the road, and in the process an alteration ensued between them and the IPOB members, making the soldiers to fire at the motorcyclist and the IPOB member, after which the soldiers quickly took off. However, another source disclosed that the 2 persons that lost their life were commercial motorcyclists who came out for bricks business but were sighted near the blockade but on the road, and the soldiers started questioning them where the road was blocked, and following hot exchange of word, they were brought down. That's alleged, Meanwhile, the industrial town was reduced to a ghost town after the incident, as the people who initially came out to survey the level of compliance rushed back home to save their lives. Some vehicles were also smashed by aggrieved persons over the attack on the civilian by armed persons. However, in what was speculated to be a reprisal attack following the killing of the two persons by unidentified soldiers in Newi, the police area command Newi yesterday afternoon came under a heavy attack. The attack of the police station command caused pandemonium among the residents of the industrial town. Vanguard also gathered that the UGM went to police station in 7 vehicles and started shooting sporadically, an exercise that lasted for over an hour. Another source disclosed to Vanguard that the UGM overpowered the policemen and carted away their arms, adding that the attacking UGM has left before reinforcement from other security agencies arrived the area command. There was no information yet on the number of casualties, but sources reveal that with the level of sporadic shooting there, it would only take the grace of God not to have any casualty in the attack. While some persons speculated that 4 policemen were down, security operative close to the police command in the area said that nobody was killed, but weapons were carted away by these persons. The Anambra State Police Public Relation Officer, PPRO, Mr. Sh0cking, when contacted at press time yesterday, said his office has not received the report on the attack. In Onitsha, business activities, school, market, and street shops in Onitsha and Newi were under lock and key, while the ever-busy road was deserted by residents. The ever-busy and gridlock-prone Niger Bridge was a ghost of itself. Both Onitsha and Asaba, the Delta State capital, ends were completely deserted, just as the 2 pedestrian crossing of both sides of the bridge were completely deserted. The ever-busy Onitsha-Enugu Expressway from Niger Bridge Head area of Onitsha to Upper Iweka through Army Barracks to Zik Roundabout to Nkpo and Old Ogunike Tollgate were completely deserted by the resident, as no private car, commercial buses, and tricycle were sighted along the area. All the markets in Onitsha, including the popular and highly populated Onitsha Main Market, Ochanja Central Market, Bridgehead Medicine Market, popularly known as Ogbogu, and the Bridgehead Market, housing over 28 autonomous market, were all shut for business. Popular Onitsha Food Market and Coca-Cola Market are located along Onitsha Enugu Express Road, and Relief Market Okpokpo were all shut down from business. Popular Provision Market, the Relief Market located opposite Upper Iweka Flyover, Electronic International Market along Enugu Onitsha Expressway, opposite Premier Breweries, the main auto spare parts and new tire market, all located in Nkpo, and the Building Material International Market Ogidi, concessionaries and bakery market located opposite it were also closed for business, and the perennial traffic hold up in the area disappear. Other markets and small-scale industries like Osakwe Industry Cluster, where plastics and waterproof materials are produced, and the home motor spare part market, popularly known as Mbuka Obusi Market, were all shut in compliance to the sit-at-home directive by IPOB. All banks located within Onitsha, its environment suburb, and the one located near all popular and small market in the commercial city, including those located in Awara, Obosi, Nkpo, New Market, and Old Market Road in Onitsha, were all closed for business, contrary to their earlier plan to open for business following the Anambra State government directive that the workers in the state must report to work. In Akwa, which is the capital of Anambra, the sit-at-home order was observed in major cities during the morning hours but ended around noon. Shops started opening in Akwa when they observed that there were no IPOB members harassing people along the Akwa main market did not open for business until noon. Civil servants tried to be in their offices as directed by the state head of service were unable to do so because commercial vehicles were off the road in obedience to IPOB order. However, most of them later went to their offices when vehicle returned to the road. The Onitsha Weri Highway and Akwa Road were totally devoid of usual traffic, while the banks and the filling stations were all shut down as at the time. And Enugu State was yesterday grounded following the sit-at-home in solidarity for the release of the leader of the IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. Commercial activities came to a standstill in the state capital as residents deserted the street and road in compliance with the order. All business activities were shut down. All markets were under lock and key. Public and private schools, secondary schools, and primary schools were shut down. Government offices and banks were also not open for business. Petrol and gas filling stations were closed down as streets were totally deserted. The university community in Sh0cking local government area of Enugu State yesterday became a ghost town as commercial activity, academic and social activities were paralyzed in compliance with the order by IPOB. It was also observed that the popular and ever busy Ogigi market at the heart of the town was shut down, even as commercial banks closed their doors against customers. Even primary and secondary school management were not left out on their compliance to IPOB order as they turned back the people and students respectively to their individual home. A bar was not also left out of where he got a to me. Tony Mas for an Alauja flyover in a bar were deserted by motorists and shop owners. Bank in the city were also under lock and key, while schools were deserted both by pupils and teachers. Roads were virtually empty except for occasional movement of vehicle on essential duties. No security agent was sighted on the road in Aba, but unlike Aba, there was a partial compliance in Umuahia, the capital city, as some shops in metropolis open for business. There were also vernacular and human movement, although not in full scale. Banks in the city did not, however, open for business except customers who made their transaction through their automated teller machine ATM. Oreokpa relief market was also open, but not in full swing as the case before. Resident of Umuahia, Mazi Ogbonnaya Nwakodo, said the sit-at-home order is worth it. People are saying release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He has not committed any crime. As far as I'm concerned, the exercise is a signal that Kanu is not alone. He is a hero for the masses. We trust him more than the unreliable political leaders who can sell us for their selfish interests. These protests will continue until he is released. Despite the huge cost, we are ready to sustain the agitation until he is released. Wow, so much to talk about in different cities. But I'd like you to go to our comment section. For those people who are living in those areas, what was the situation like in your own area? Let's report it.